Om Sadashivasamarampham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So if you look at the last few verses, it looked like you are supposed to act only for Loka Sangraham. That's only for a wise person, okay? Keep that in mind. Not for a Karma Yogi. For a Karma Yogi, there is enlightened self-interest. Yeah? Because you are interested in things, you want to achieve things, that's why you are a Karma Yogi. You know? Your desires to fulfill, things to do, responsibilities to take care of is personal. What you are doing is personal, and that's perfectly fine. You are doing actions to take care of yourself, okay, and to ensure your growth. Okay. This Loka Sangraham, etc., is meant for a person who has been there, done that, who has got the knowledge for them. Okay. Keep this difference in mind, otherwise you will say, I am only supposed to work for welfare of the society, then what about me? Yeah. So both are important, okay. All right. Any questions up so far, or simple is fine? Yeah, okay. Now, yeah, you have a question, Sumit, please say.
Yes. Last week you talked about altar of surrender.
How to?
You talked about altar of surrender.
Yes.
We have to have an altar of surrender. Can you explain?
Elaborate that a bit?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, the altar of surrender. See, it's a very balance. You need to know the truth. One, you need to own up your competence, your ability to do things, to be proactive, to know that, yeah, I can get things done is necessary. On the flip side, to keep my ego under check, okay, there should be something I surrender to. For most of us, usually it's Ishvara. Either it is Ishvara or the nation. So, what do I mean by altar of surrender? It is not that you are going and saying no all the time, digging the ground in front of that person all the time. No. I'll give you a classical example of this man who had an altar of surrender for the nation. Okay. Lieutenant Colonel, picked up to be in Staff College because his high competence, he had proved himself in 1962 war. So this was before 65 war. They sent him to Staff College because after Lieutenant Colonel, higher promotions are not by seniority, are by merit, depending upon your record. So he was picked up and sent to the Staff College, which is advanced training in strategy, tactics, etc., so that he can be promoted further. And he was posted in Delhi, nice cushy position. You know, army life, nice, everything taken care of, good. And the war broke out, 65 war. So he goes and tells the commanding officer, why am I being posted in Delhi? I should be in the front. So the commanding officer turns around and asks him, you have a young wife, okay, a 3-year-old daughter. Sit this one out. Sit this one out. Okay. Let the others fight. He says, no, I want to be in the front. That's what I joined the army for, not to have a cushy life. Are you getting what I am saying? Altar of surrender. He could have relaxed up now, saying, okay, my fate brought me here, enjoy it. And my commanding officer is saying, chalo, enjoy the cushy life. He refused to do that. He was sent to the front and he distinguished himself there. He became a legend in that war. Yeah. So Wednesday night I was in Delhi. Wednesday, Thursday I was in Delhi. I spent a night with him and his family. Yeah. I mean, he was one of the inspirations for me during my younger days. Yeah. And now the roles are reversed. Okay. He looks upon me as guru, this, that, etc. It has happened to me with 2-3 people in my life. Yeah. So, the altar of surrender, you respond. That response showed the sense of surrender. And we just celebrated his 90th birthday. He says, I'm not keeping too good health, but I'm ready to go whenever. So I said, General, you were ready to go in 62. You are in the front. You are ready to go in 65. You are ready to go in 71. And I know you are ready to go now also. Can you see that? What altar of surrender means? It's not always that holy, submissive attitude. No. The attitude that I will do what it takes. This is greater than me. This is greater than my family. This is greater than my child. How many of us can say that? It's easier to say that with Ishvara. Because Ishvara doesn't demand anything out of you except your karma phala. Correct? Yeah, so that sense of an altar of surrender, this is what I mean. Yeah. So instead of saying, I did it, you will say, thank God I could do it. This is a shift, slight shift. Like I was complimenting Jagdishan on his health today. And he said, by God's grace. That is the sense of surrender you have. Because you know, anything can go wrong at any time. It's not always in your hands. Not always in your hands. Like on Monday, I get a call, Monday night, from my brother-in-law, saying that I'm feeling a tightness around my stomach and chest. I said, do you have some bloating sensation, distension? Yeah, I got gas, etc. I said, take some antacids and we'll see in the morning. Morning he says, bloating is less, but that congestion I still feel. I said, come down. Dr. Sunita Savla is right here. She's a student of mine. We'll check up with her. He came. Blood test, ECG, etc. Now it takes a couple of hours for the blood test reports to come. Then they say, hey, please come back. Looks like you had a mild heart attack. We want to do an angio to be sure. They came back, did an angiography, and there is a block. So the angiography became an angioplasty on the table itself. And he's saying, throughout the thing, he's saying, I'm fine. Because if you look at his lifestyle, they gave him a diet. He was discharged within the next day from the hospital. So if you're looking at his lifestyle, the diet they gave him, he follows a stricter diet than that. My sister ensures that he follows a stricter diet than what they given him from the hospital. And he walks 10 kilometers every day. But he had a block. Now what do you say? Is it in your hands all the time? He's doing all the right things, no? He's doing all the right things. Exercise, diet, everything is fine. Karma, it is not in your hands. Therefore, to recognize karma is Ishvara at play. Karma phala from some previous lifetime is unfolds like this. That's Ishvara's order. Therefore, a sense of surrender. I accept. I'll do what I can about it. Then we can look at all the things, why it happened, this, that, etc. Why it happened, why did you get the block? The doctors have only one answer, must be stress. Because there is nothing else to put the blame on. So I rang up an astrologer friend of mine, hey, this is the case. He says, Maraka Shani, he is going through Kantaka Shani for the last 2.5 years almost. 3 months are left. So at that time all these things can happen. Astrology is karma only, you are studying karma. So the only thing you can say is karmic. But karma is connected to karma phala Ishvara. Therefore have a sense of surrender. Don't bother stressing yourself out why it happened. Hey, you're doing all the right things, still it happened, karma. Continue with all the right things. Take care of the emergency, continue with the right things. And both of them are, after all, my sister and brother-in-law, okay? They're cool about it. They're cool about it. Yeah, what happened, happened, now you take care of it. But this is how it is. A sense of surrender is good to have because you don't call the shots. You don't call the shots. See, we all want to be control of our situation, of our life, etc. All control is an illusion. We are not really in control of anything. Then my sister is telling me, hey, you better be careful. I have only 2 people in my life I am concerned about. I said, I'm fine, don't worry. The Lord will take care of it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what if something like this happens to cardiac ward, Sion Hospital? What is the problem? So Sunita Savla chipped in and said, no, not cardiac ward, Sion Hospital, my hospital. I said, okay, fine. What difference does it make? No, what if you get a problem and you are this thing? Sit in samadhi and go, और क्या करने का? और क्या करने का? You don't call the shots. This is the maximum you can do. You can only respond to what is happening. As long as you are capable of responding. It's an altar of surrender everyone needs to have in their life. Ishvara or anything else. Because anything else is only one aspect of Ishvara. Nation and its dharma is one aspect of Ishvara alone. Okay. Vande Mataram, isn't it? Which other society says Vande? Yeah. One aspect of Ishvara only. So that is where the whole thing is. Some altar of surrender you need to have. Yeah. Yeah. But don't say my altar of surrender is my boyfriend or my girlfriend. That may not work so well. Okay. Because a sense of an altar of surrender should be bigger than myself. Yeah. The nation is huge. My family is not huge enough. Okay. Yeah. And surrender can express in different ways. Yeah. Like you saw Major General Suri, how he was responding to. It expresses in different ways. Yeah. Is it clear? Have I made myself clear enough? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like related to a previous verse in the same chapter.
Mm.
I think in the 11th verse you explained like Devan Bhavayatanena, that one Parasparam Bhavayanta.
Yeah.
So when we invoke the different devatas, we get like blessings in return.
Yeah.
But are they also to be understood as dependent on our worship, or
no? That is a Greek concept. You know, the Greeks, Olympus and all, Zeus and all, among them that concept was there, that like how we need God's blessings, gods need our worship. In our Sanatana Dharma, that concept is not there.
But why do we say then Parasparam?
That we acknowledge their existence, that's all. The Bhavayanta there is only that much. We acknowledge their existence, we invoke their existence. We recognize they are there. That's all the Bhavayanta, nothing more than that.
Yeah. Is it the same for Pitru Devatas as well?
Any Devata you take, any. From your Grama Devata onwards. Yeah, Grama Devata, Kula Devata, from them onwards. Like if you go around in Bombay, you will find a lot of areas called Gamdevi. There's a Gamdevi in Villa Parle, there's a Gamdevi in town, there is a Gamdevi where I used to take my class, near Grant Road. They were all Grama Devatas first. Small temples, local village, they had a Devata, Gamdevi. Probably all of them were Devi temples. So it became.
Opposite Matunga, Don Bosco High School, there is a Gamdevi.
Exactly, Gamdevi, exactly. Where is that exactly in Matunga?
Bang opposite to the Don Bosco School.
Don Bosco School, yes. I have seen that small temple. Yeah, I have seen that.
But it has grown now.
Yeah.
It used to be a very small one.
Yeah.
It is now
Made bigger. Good. I'm always glad to see a temple developing. So can you see this? This is Gamdevi. Then you have your Kula Devatas. And Kula Devata worship is important, and this is something that we have lost when we moved from the village to the city. Our parents probably did that, moved from the village to the city or went abroad, and in the process lost touch with the grace of Kula Devata. That's why they say, whenever you are in your village or town or whatever, pay a visit to your Kula Devata. Let their grace that for generations your ancestors has been worshipping them. Go and acknowledge, so that will flow through. The grace will flow through. So at least once in a way, or when you are offering your prayers, make space for that Kula Devata and others. So all this is necessary, to bring in, the luck factor in your life, so that everything is taken care of smoothly. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Because life is complicated as it is. We need all the help we can get, Things can go in 6s and 7s at any time. Yeah.
Swamiji,
Yes.
one of the earlier, it's a mythological thing, no doubt, where they say that the Asuras had stopped the human being from offering to Devas, and because of that the Devas were losing their strength. How relevant is that? Was it true?
They are stories for the masses. Take it as stories for the masses. Yeah. Don't take that up seriously. Yeah. Okay. See, there Devas also mean residents of heaven. Residents. The residents of heaven are Jivas. So some of our ancestors could have gone there. So when we do our Pitra Karma, etc., it helps to sustain them there. If you don't do that, they'll be reborn faster. Otherwise, they'll live there longer. That's the statement in the Veda. So that is what these comments are. Not Devas as Indra, Varna, Agni, Vayu, etc. Not like that. They are your and mine ancestors. Okay. Who have gone there, if they have gone there. They could have gone to other places also. Depending on what they were and who they were. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then the question comes up. What about all those characters who are ignorant about all this? Okay. When you start being exposed and studying Vedanta, 2-3 things happen to all of us. One, we are a bit embarrassed. We have gone to convent schools. We have had an overdose of secularism in our life. Therefore, these things we want to hide from others. That's one response that happens. Another response that happens is we get so enthusiastic, we want to tell everyone and bring everyone. And you try to give some of the arguments and they ask you questions and you can't answer. 2 major responses happen. Okay. So what should I do? Here. Na buddhi bedam janayet ajnanam karma sangnyanam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktah samacharan. Na buddhi bedam janayet. Don't create confusion in people. Okay. Who are those people? Ajnanam karma sangnyanam. Ignorant. They have 1,000 desires. Therefore, they are attached to all that they are doing. This I will get that, this I will get that, etc. Ajnanam karma sangyanam. Joshetu karmani. Encourage them. Help them to do their karma better. Like all my corporate programs. How to be more effective. how to develop your competency. Joshiyetu karmani. Vidwan yuktaha samacharan. The Vidwan yuktaha samacharan, with a certain integrity, he also does what he is supposed to do. So Vidwan is a householder, then he will take care of those responsibilities properly. If the Vidwan is a sadhu, he will be teaching all the time. You follow your dharma. Yeah. What role you are playing? Samyak acharan, joshiyetu karmani. Let them. Yeah. And therefore let it go. Otherwise it will be the case. One of my Guru Bahans told her sister on her 50th birthday, hey, now that you are 50, isn't it time that you got involved in Vedanta and some moksha and all that? Yes, gone mad or what? I want to come back for 2-3 more lifetimes, enjoy life before I do what you are doing. Not ready for it. Why are you pushing someone into this when they are not ready for it? Yeah. Why are you? Na buddhi bedam janayed. Then what can you do? The best example of making people see things I have seen, one of my students, she has been with me for some time, 10 years now, and she is a teacher in her own right, Falguni. Some of you know her. Okay. She comes from a Gujarati background and she teaches in Gujarati. She speaks and understands English very well, but she takes classes in Gujarati. And all the people coming to her are Gujarati housewives or businesswomen, but Gujaratis. So she knows exactly what happens in Gujarati families, background, culture, everything she understands very well. So the first thing she does is help them take care of the issues that crop up in families. Like how I used to conduct a lot of workshops, she does that. And along with teaches Vedanta as well. Then the husbands found that their wives have changed so much. They said, hey, what are you teaching our wives? Teachers also. So now she has started a class for the husbands as well. At 8 o'clock in the night. अरे you take for our wives at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. हमारा काम धंधा है, छोड़ के कैसा आएगा? 8:30 बजे रात को कहाँ जाएगा? This is not Buddhi Vedam Janayat. You have put up this thing, 1 week talk on the Gita. That is education, that's reaching out. Vedic Wisdom Festival tomorrow. We are reaching out so that the students also gain something, the new people also will gain something. Some awareness will be. That is creating awareness. Creating awareness is different from confusing people. You are all chasing the wrong thing. That's not going to give you fulfillment or happiness. Only moksha will give it to you. And the guy is going to get married next month. Is that appropriate to tell the guy? Okay, 16th of January is his wedding, and you are telling him today. And inappropriate. Help him get married. No. Yeah, he'll mature out faster. There's nothing like marriage to mature you out, okay? Yeah. That's a good thing. Why? If you are ready to understand another human being, you are ready to understand anything. The question is, even after the end of 10 years of marriage, do you really understand another human being? That's a big thing, okay? Swamiji, I understand very well. I didn't like what I saw and I walked out. Good for you. No, Swamiji, I understand very well, but I am choosing to stay. Good for you. Either way, it is fine. Yeah, things will work out either way. Yeah. So creating an awareness, etc. is different. Confusing people like this is different. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then what? Prakritehe kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Prakritehe gunehi kriyamani karmani sarvashah. Sarvashah at all times. Prakritehi gunehi, by the gunas of Prakriti. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva is your knowledge, Rajas is your emotions, etc. Tamas is your physical body. One way of looking at it. Okay. All right. Kriyamanani karmani. All karmas are done by this. Desired by the heart, decided by your head. Physically you do things, isn't it? Yeah. The heart motivates you. Your desires, your sense of priorities, etc. motivates you. Planning this, that, etc., decision, etc. is here. Then, through the body you function. But ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate, the one who is deluded by ahankara. In fact, ahankara itself is a delusion. What is an ahankara? Don't give me the translation, ego. Ahankara is a wrong notion about yourself. Any notion about yourself other than the fact you are Satyam Jnanam Anantam, you are Sachidananda Swarupa, any notion other than that is called ahankara. What to do? I am like this only. Ahankara. And I am a humble, simple person. Ahankara. I am the greatest of the great. Ahankara. मैं कुछ नहीं है बाबा. Ahankara. This so-called false humility is a dangerous thing. I am trying to teach him he is everything and he is saying I am kuch nahi hai. How do you expect that thing to go into his head? I am trying to say he is everything and he is saying I am nothing. Narayana. Are you getting it? So any notion you have, that notion can be based natural, simple experience. I am this much only. I am this thinking entity, feeling entity, doing entity. Ahankara. Simple notion. Ego is not what you... There is a difference between ego and egoism or being egoistic. We are not talking about egoistic. We are talking ahankarena vimudaha. You are deluded because you have taken yourself to be other than what you are. That notion is the ahankara. That notion of yourself. Swamiji, I am a seeker. Ahankara. Swamiji, but I also teach. Ahankara. I am Sachidananda Atma. Sometimes I teach, sometimes I don't teach. So Sachidananda Atma, sometimes will take tea, sometimes will take coffee. Okay? Simple. This is only what we do inside, and much more. A great philosopher said that to his girlfriend. You know who the philosopher was? Don't know. Batman. Bruce Wayne. Okay. I know, old joke, but it works. It's an... Hey, what you do is just what you do, yaar. Come on. But we make a self-judgment. I am successful. I am failure. I am good. I am bad. I am okay. Any notion of yourself other than the truth is ahankara. Therefore, when you have a notion of yourself other than what you are, you take yourself as a doer. I am a thinker. If you are a thinker, doing will follow through. I am a doer, directly doer, ahankara. Okay. No, I think feelings are important. Inner reality is most important. then not only will you do a lot of things, you will be in a psychological mess also. Take it from me. All those who believe inner reality is more important than outer reality, you will be in a psychological mess. All of you believe outer reality is more important than inner reality, you will be suppressing your emotions. There is an outer reality, there is an inner reality. You are the one who is watching both of them, and you try to harmonize both. That is the way to live. Yeah. But even to take yourself as seeker is ahankara only. You are Sachidananda Atma, the sought, and you take yourself to be the seeker. ये क्या बात है? That's why when Arjuna came to Krishna and said, Karpanya dosha upata svabhavat prichhami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha. I have not been thinking enough. Okay. Sishyaseham shadimam tvam prapanna. I am your Sishya, please teach me. He said, Krishna taught parahasa niva bharata with a smile on his face. Why? Two things. अभी तो लाइन में आ गया, अच्छा है. Okay. Number two, look at this. Is Sachidananda Atma and he is saying, I want to know myself. ये क्या बात है? All of us are in the same boat, isn't it? Yeah, and to know yourself. Yeah. Same boat, all of us are. And I am supposed to teach you that. I barely know some of you. I barely know some of you I know pretty well. Some of you I barely know. What am I supposed to teach you about yourself? What I barely know is ahankara. What I know well is your swarupa. That I can help you. The other part you will have to tell me. Only if you tell me I will know. Therefore, ahankarena vimudaha kartahamati manyante, take themselves to be, I am the one who is doing things. I am the one who is achieving things. And therefore, life becomes full of stress, strain, everything. Becomes a mess. To compensate for that, we say, Ishwararpanam prasada buddhi. So that your ahankara is managed. Until you know the truth, that ahankara gets managed very well. Therefore, another way of looking at karma yoga is managing your ahankara. Yeah. Now don't start giving ahankara greater reality than what it deserves. Swamiji, all this is a problem of ahankara. How do I get rid of it? Understand the truth. Swamiji, that snake on that rope, that snake is the problem. How do I get rid of the snake? Hit it with a stick? Will it go? No. I am devotional. I will offer it milk. Like Nagapanchami, I take it very serious. Will it go? An aggressive approach or a devotional approach, the snake is not going to go. That problem of the snake can be solved only when you know the rope. Similarly, the problem of ahankara can be solved only when you know the truth about yourself. Until then you manage it with karma yoga, etc. Altar of surrender, all that helps to manage that ahankara. Then you know the truth. After that, what becomes of the ahankara? Becomes a dress for you to wear and function. You need an ahankara to function, no? What are you? Sachidananda Atma. Abhi kya kar raha hai? And now I am relating to my children. So you are playing the role of a father or not? Because Sachidananda Atma cannot relate to another except as oneness. Children also Sachidananda Atma, I am also Sachidananda Atma. Where is the relationship? There is no relationship, only oneness. You know you are Sachidananda Atma, I know you are Sachidananda Atma. Does the children know you are Sachidananda Atma? For the children, you are daddy. So you better be daddy, meaning you will wear the dress of ahankara, daddy, and relate. Wear the dress of guru and relate. Wear the dress of a friend and relate. Wear the dress of a brother and relate. It's all dresses you wear. अच्छा है ना, मजा आता है. There's variety in your life. Yeah. So that is the thing. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham ityate. All right, then how do the people who know the truth take it? Here, tattvavittu mahabhavo gunakarma vibhagayoho gunaguneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. Hey Mahabhaho, hey mighty armed Arjuna. Okay. Mahabhaho is to be translated as mighty armed, not long armed. You know? Okay. Tattva tu, whereas the Tattvavit, one who knows the truth, the Tattvavit, Guna karma vibhagayoho, he understands what is guna, what is karma, what is himself. All this he is very clear about. That person, he says, Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. What happens to him? Guna guneshu vartante. This sattva rajas tamas is functioning with, is relating to another sattva rajas tamas, isn't it? This person is my parent. One sattva rajas tamas, another sattva rajas tamas. Guna guneshu vartante. My child, guna guneshu vartante. My teacher, guna guneshu vartante. My student, guna guneshu vartante. Really speaking, that's what it is, once you know the truth. Yeah. The teacher does not look all of you as permanent students. I don't want permanent students, I'll kick you all out. Okay. You have students to know the truth. Yeah. That's it. Nothing more than that. After that, for old time's sake, we can be together. That's a different thing. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise what? Permanent student. Okay, the next 50 years you're my student. But Swamiji, you go all the way to Rishikesh for your Guru's anniversary? Of course, out of my gratitude to him. He made me what I am. That's out of gratitude. But it's still guna guneshu vartante. That doesn't change. Yeah. Do you have to go? Yad yad acharati sreshtaha tatta devetere janaha yad tatvar pramanam kurte. Understand that verse, no? Yeah, sreshtaha. The old senior students, what they do? The juniors will follow suit. Will acknowledge this. All that will happen. Good to do that. That's what keeps the parampara going. The parampara of Guru Sishya keeps going. If there is no parampara of Guru Sishya, there is no learning also. Forget it. It will break down. It will break down. Therefore, all the time it is guna guneshu vartante. Iti matva. Matva meaning jnatva, knowing that. Na sajjate, he is not caught up. He is not tied down. He is not bogged down in anything. Situations may be difficult in life. You think all situations, just because you knew the truth, everything will become smooth over in life? Yeah. Does everything become smooth just because you know the truth? Nothing becomes smooth. Things are the same. I told you that Buddha saying, the flowers are shod for Ananda. All the students go around. Ananda, now that you are a realized soul, how do you find the world? As miserable as ever. Everything is Ananda. The world will continue being what it is. Sattva Rajas Tamas will function with Sattva Rajas Tamas. All the interplay will go on. Duniya ka khel dekho, maja dekho. You don't need a TV for entertainment. There's so much of entertainment in people's life, so much of drama happening. Right? So much of drama happening. You take any person's life. If not a whole book, at least a chapter can be written out. So much drama happens. Yeah. It just has to be taken and presented nicely, it will become a book also. Yeah. Well, because, hai na. You look around, how many stories you will see? Yeah. So that's world. Bound to happen. दुनिया का खेल देख लो अच्छा ही है. That's the Rishikesh statement, okay? खेल देखो दुनिया के अच्छा ही है. But the one who is going through the drama doesn't feel it is अच्छा ही है. It's all mess. It's all problem. Why? Ahankara vimudhatma. Ahankarena vimudaha. In fact, the ahankara is created by the ignorance, self-ignorance. Because I am ignorant of who I am, at the same time I know I am, I exist. Did anybody has to tell you, you exist? Did you need to go through a process of analysis and thinking to come to the conclusion, I am there? Or was it very natural to say, I am? So I know I am, but I don't know what I am. Therefore, I am bound to conclude on how other people treat me, on how I experience myself, background, religion, upbringing. 1001 reasons are there to form your ahankara. So, Swamiji, you have to unravel all that? No. The base of that is self-ignorance. One or two small things you may have to deal with. You know, you have been brought up with too much of criticism. So there is some inner critic in you. So you have to deal with that. Okay? You have been taught to goof off too much. So some of that we have to deal with. You know? Either in extremely critical parent on one side or smothering parent on the other side. No, don't do this. We will take care of it for you. You don't do anything. So you feel smothered. And if you have a critical parent on one side and a smothering parent on the other side, you should be a mess. Unless you are a rebel like me. Then you will become okay. You will struggle a bit, but you will become okay. Yeah. So a few things like that you have to take care of, that's all. Because the root cause is ignorance. Take care of that ignorance. Self-ignorance is the root cause. Take care of that. Things are taken care of. Yeah. Then until you gain the knowledge, you live a life of Karma Yoga. Pursue knowledge, live a life of Karma Yoga. Pursue knowledge, live a life of Karma Yoga. Before you know it, you have got it. Before you know it, you have got it, you are free. Samji, now that I got it, how do I live? Murkavat achare. Live like the other fools in the society. Meaning, hey, you can do what you want, okay? You can be a teacher. You need not be a teacher. You can, whatever suits you. You can be a sadhu. You can get married. Yeah, a couple of my batchmates got married later in life. After studies, after they became a teacher. And they prefer that lifestyle. It's a preference. They are not taken up sannyasa anyway. So they preferred, they took that lifestyle. One of them took that lifestyle, had a kid, saw the kid educated, he had a job, everything, then came back and took sannyasa. Pranavananda. Yeah. From Andhra. Yeah. So, yeah. You can do what you want, you're free. If you're free, don't ask me what you want, what you should be doing. You can do anything you want. You're free, your freedom, live with freedom. Live in freedom. Yeah. You're free enough to do anything. free enough to be anything. Yeah. Okay, that is the whole thing. Okay, then he's relating to back to that verse of na buddhi bedam janayet. He is saying prakritehe guna sammudaha sajjante guna karmasu tan krishna vidaha mandan krishnavit akrishnavit na krishnavit na vichalayet prakritehe gunaihi sammudaha. Yeah, left hand side. This side. Yeah, but prakritehe gunaihi sammudaha. Okay. Those who are deluded by the gunas of prakriti, sattva, rajas, tamas, etc. Okay. Sajjante guna karmasu. Every human mind has these three qualities in them. Sattva, rajas, tamas. There is no human mind that is free from these three qualities. Even a wise person's mind has that. Even tamas, yes. You should have seen how tamasic my mind was at 2:30. I was busy in the morning, came home, had lunch at 2:30, finished my lunch. Then, tamasik ananda, nice nap. A 40-minute nap. Okay. अच्छा से, मजा से. Tamas will be there. Sattva, to know, to teach, etc. Sattvic mind. Rajasic mind, to act. You need rajas, otherwise you won't act. अरे यार दिल्ली जाने का है ना, there is work, you have to go. यार मैं क्या करेगा दिल्ली जाके, मस्त आराम होके बैठ जाऊँ. That is tamas. That's not a great sattvic thing. मैं करता भोगता हूँ, मैंने कुछ नहीं करना. So there is rajas, there is sattva, there is tamas. Yes, to know the truth, your mind has to be predominantly sattvic. But it needs sufficient rajas to back it up. And it needs some tamas, because it is tamas that prevents you from stressing yourself out too much. To be able to sleep, etc. Otherwise, in night, 12 o'clock also, you will be thinking, what should I be doing? I don't know. Let tamas take over and go to sleep. At least by 12 o'clock, go to sleep. Yeah. Don't stay awake longer than that. The most important sleep when your body heals itself is between 1 and 3. So minimum 2 hours before that, 2 hours after that. 6 hours sleep minimum every human being requires. Okay. Yeah. Your body needs time to heal. So for that much of tamas should be there. Heal and repair happens when you are asleep. So don't pride in yourself and say, I work 18 hours a day like Narayan Murthy. I will. Sometimes I wonder, Narayan Murthy was part of Ford Foundation, whether he is disrupting the country through those type of talk. Ford Foundation is part of the deep state, okay? Yeah. And he is very much connected to that. First, I thought it was ignorance. He went and gave $1 million to do research to William Dalrymple. Now that character is the most anti-Hindu writer I have seen. First I thought it was out of ignorance. Now I am questioning that. Is it out of ignorance or is it out of knowledge and didn't want to? You know, yeah. But he has built up a great industry now. Accepted. Everyone is good, the bad, the ugly. Everyone has it. Everyone has it. Who doesn't have it? Yeah. If I tell you stories of myself, you say, oh my God, you have done that. बहुत कुछ किया है. So, sattva, rajas, tamas, every mind has. So, he says, that is prakritehi gunaha. Tesham sammudaha. Tamas थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही है. Tamas is not knowing the truth. Tamas is laziness, indolence. Sattva is brightness, knowledge, ability to gain knowledge, etc. Rajasic is capacity to act. All are necessary. But if there is tamas in terms of ignorance, therefore I don't know myself. Prakriti guna sammudaha. Therefore I am deluded. Why? I will take the thinking, feeling, acting entity as myself. Prakriti guna sammuda. Sajjante guna karmasu. That means what? I am caught up in guna and karmas. No? Because what else do I know? I only know I am not fine as I am. This is human condition, isn't it? I am not fine as I am. Therefore, how will you become fine? Maybe if I get that, I will be fine. Maybe if I get this, I will be fine. It's like a typical. You graduated, oh Lord, give me a job. Any job, but give me a job. After 1 year, give me a better job. Then make me a. How long? When will it end? Does it end with CEO? Oh, I want to be on the board of directors of at least 1 or 2 companies. I have the experience to be that. No? Retirement plan. Yeah, retirement plan, give up everything and join Vedanta. No? That's the best retirement plan in the world. Or क्या retirement plan? So where does it end? In a relationship, I want a wife, kids, this, that, etc. Then why is your eyes roving here and there when you see a pretty girl? ये क्या बात है? You have a wonderful woman as your wife, now why are you looking here and there? It is natural because I don't know Ananda and I am looking for Ananda where? Out there. Then the yogi comes and tells you, Ananda is not out there, Ananda is inside. So you will start looking for Ananda inside. You will sit down, shut off the world. Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So in samadhi you are Ananda. And when you come out of samadhi, you are miserable as ever. Because the world is a difficult place, you know. So you want to take care of everything and then quickly go back into samadhi. It's like one of my students, that same lady Falguni told in one of her talks. She was in a Vedic Wisdom Festival, she was talking about her journey. It is there on the Vedic Wisdom Festival website, okay. She says, first 25 years of my life, I was looking for happiness outside in the world. Job, relationship, this, that, everything. Next 25 years of life, I was looking for happiness inside because I got involved in yoga and everything. Then at 50, I came to Vedanta. Then I found it is neither outside nor inside, it is me. Thanks to Swamiji, I found that it is me. So that's what it's about. But if you don't know that, sajjante guna karmasu, you are caught up, you can't avoid it. Yeah, like how I had 1,000,000 irons in the fire. Yeah, I used to do 1,000,000 things. Why? Because, hey, come on. Until I came to Vedanta. Then I said, hey, this is what I am searching for. Not knowing this, I am looking at everything else. Okay. Tan Krishna Vidaha. Tan Akrishna Vidaha. Those people, Akrishna Vidaha, who don't know Krishna, meaning who don't know everything. Akrishna Vidaha. There is an A in Tan, okay. Tan Akrishna Vidaha. Okay. Those people who don't know the truth, don't know everything, Mandan. Why? They are not taught enough, they are not learned from life's experiences that you are looking for moksha in finite things, you are not going to get it. Mandan, thoda, or you must think a bit more, that thinking they are not done. Mandan. Krishna Vidaha, Krishna when? The one who knows everything, na vichalayet. Don't disturb them. Don't disturb them. There was a time this thinking was very high in the society that Vedanta knowledge you will give only when it is asked for. You mean to say, when Arjuna was in the forest, Krishna could not have gone and taught him all these things? In fact, Arjuna's elder brother, Yudhishthira, used the time in the forest to gain all this knowledge. Why? Because he is relying on Arjuna to handle all the Mahayodhas on the other side. So Arjuna went about stockpiling arms. What all arms he stockpiled? Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, all the arms in the world he stockpiled. Okay, Pashupati Astra, Brahmastra, this, that. Nothing he did not have. So I can handle all of them. Not a problem. Until this thing came up. So na vicharayet. Now there is a problem in Kali Yuga. If you are waiting to be asked this knowledge, nobody will come to ask. Because the ignorance is so huge in Kali Yuga. People don't even know that there is something like this. At least until the last 500 years back, when you had a lot of Gurukulas functioning, Gurukulas was not religious education, okay? Gurukulas was modern education in the sense of what that society of that time needed. That was there. Trades were taught, skills were taught. Of course, things like mathematics, basic skills, mathematics, language, writing, history, geography, those things were taught. The science of that time was taught. And some inputs of this also was there. Some Vedic chanting, some understanding of Ishvara, all that was there. So people knew that there was something more. That dharma, artha, kama is not the only thing in life. There is something called moksha. So they would seek it and ask. So when they were asked, they would be taught. But today nobody knows about dharma, artha, kama. Forget dharma and also nobody knows. The maximum, some ethics is taught in school. Some values are taught in school. And taught in the most ridiculous ways. We used to have the moral science book in school, you know. Oh my God, I never seen more pathetic books than. What are ethics and values? Ethics and values are God's laws for human beings. Why should we obey them? Because God loves you. God loves me, therefore I must obey Him. If I love Him, will He obey me? Ye kya baat hai? I mean, I asked this question as a kid and I got whacked for it. Because the Padri who was taking the class couldn't handle that. That time I decided all nonsense we are talking about. Thank God for the other teacher who was there in my moral science class. Who used to throw the book out. Hey, you just mug up these answers because you have to pass the exam. Let's have a discussion on these things. What is honesty? What is integrity? Should we go nuclear or not? Yeah, Macmillan for moral science. Yes, that is a book we even also followed. Yeah. So she used to junk this book and say, let's have a discussion. Including should India go nuclear or not. I am talking about in the late 60s discussing whether India should go nuclear or not. Okay. We used to have all such debates. Thank God the lady was something, Mrs. Saldana. She walked into Jerry's classes one day because she heard something very good is happening with the students. And I remember acknowledging her right there. Were you there in that session? Yeah. Rishikesh, yeah.
Mostly, yes. It's
Long back, yeah. And I acknowledged that lady, her. Yeah. So he says, the Krishna with. Now, this na vichalayet is good. Don't disturb. But today, we need to create an awareness that something like this is available so that people who want can come for it. So all this reaching out work we do, public talks, public programs, Vedic wisdom, all that is part of that reaching out. We are not disturbing people. We are making people aware that there is something more. So both are in harmony. Okay. Na vichalayet. Okay. Then he gets back into Karma Yoga again. But that we will see next class. Okay, 6-5. So have a great time. Enjoy yourself. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.